to have you join us every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. at the Rainbow. Join us every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. at the Rainbow Lanes. I'd like to introduce you to some of our officers.
Hi, I'm Wiley Walker. Hi, I'm Dan Savage.
Hi, I'm John Flaminio.
Hi, I'm Jack Begala.
Hi, I'm Buddha Reed.
Hi, I'm Mel Richardson. I'd like you all to know.
Come see the Running Raiders. Hey,
All right.
hey.
for Youngstown South as you rebound. Controlled by Youngstown South. Morrow's bank shot no good. Mark Alexander clearing the boards for the Raiders. 8-8 the score. Jenkins on the drive. Nice move by Teddy Jenkins. Raiders leading 10-8. Williams with the near steal. Kevin Gilbert in backcourt. Ball taken away by Gilmore. Showtime by Gilmore. He's fouled on the play by Kevin Gilbert. Back to Jenkins. Jimmy Gilmore. Ball taken away by Gilbert. Gilbert against Teddy Jenkins. Shot no good. Peoples in the lane will come back out with it. Good defensive effort by Jenkins. Jones inside. Misses the shot. Rebound Gilmore. Loose ball out of bounds to the Raiders.
Great play by Teddy Jenkins. He went up and challenged Gilbert, batted the ball away cleanly. Got a set play coming up.
Williams can't get the shot off behind the pick from Ingram. Teddy Jenkins, baseline left. Jenkins air ball. Rebound. Outlet pass to number 43, Peoples. Peoples on the drive. What a play by Teddy Jenkins. Again, Teddy Jenkins with a block. And Alexander saving the ball. Ingram misses the shot. Still a live ball. Gilmore up there. It is showtime here, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable.
Look out.
Break for the Youngstown South. Peoples. Teddy Jenkins or Jimmy Gilmore. With the block. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. 2:30 remaining first quarter. And the Raiders will retain control.
Take a look at this one more time. I think this might have been Gilmore, Cap. That was Jimmy Gilmore that got that one.
Teddy Jenkins was right there with him. Mike Williams. 4 for Williams. 15-10, the Raiders with the lead. 1:16 remaining first quarter. Inbound on the alley-oop to Tony Jones. 10 for Jones. Youngstown South with the momentum. They're up by 116-15. Jenkins to Jimmy Gilmore. Gilmore baseline left for 2.
Double clutch in midair.
9 for Gilmore. Raiders leading 17-16. Sam Burns free throw line, and Sammy Burns now with 4.
South 7 of 19, but you can see the Raiders had more field goals. But Youngstown South 4 or 5 at the line, while the Raiders were 1 of 1.
Leading scorer in the first quarter for Youngstown South. Tony Jones with 10 for the Western Reserve Raiders. Gilmore with 9. And Mike Williams on the opening tip gets his 6th point. Raiders go up on top 19-18. The 5th lead change we've had in the ballgame. Into the forecourt goes the Youngstown South Warriors. Sammy Burns. Raiders again with pressure in backcourt. Peoples to Burns. Almost taken away by Ingram. Sammy Burns. Taken away by Williams. Williams outlet to Ingram. Wide open Gilmore for 2. He's fouled by Kevin Gilbert. 11 for Jimmy Gilmore. Gilbert with his 2nd foul of the ball game. And the Raiders, Tony Jones. Raiders have scored all 5 points here in the 2nd quarter. They lead 22-18. Burns needs some help. Ball taken away by Otis Colvin for the 2-pointer. And again the D for the Raiders. Timeout, Youngstown South. 6:42 remaining first half of action. The score. 1 Western Reserve 24. Youngstown South 18. And I don't know about
the out. Mark Herron back in the ball game. He's got 3 along with Mark Alexander.
Willie Dawson, Gilmore in the lane. Otis Colvin doesn't take advantage of the pick. Dawson does, and Willie Dawson has his first 2.
Willie Dawson had a couple real big baskets.
5-point lead. Here comes Jones against Gilmore. Misses the shot. Player control foul on Tony Jones. What a play by Jimmy Gilmore. That's number 1. The officials. 29-25. Raiders leading with 3:30 remaining 2nd quarter.
South originally that time set up in half-court press again. Art Kovacs pushed him back.
Heron in the lane for two. Mark
Off
Heron.
balance.
Heron's first. Jimmy Gilmore breaks up the three-point play possibility. 61-57. All-state candidate hits them both. 62-57 ball game. Butler, right side. Tipped by McKay, no good. Rebound, Jimmy Gilmore. He's fouled by Marcus Hawkins. That will be number 5 on Marcus Hawkins with 6 seconds showing in the ball game. And Marcus Hawkins with 17 on the evening. Tremendous board work.
Game again for Marcus Elkins. It's an old cliche, Cap, but you sure hate to see either one of these teams lose tonight.
Will make it a 64-57 score. Butler top of the key. That is it. There's the horn. The ball game is over. Warren Weston Reserve in a tight ball game against crosstown arch rival Warren Harding. The Raiders winning their 23rd consecutive ball game. They had a battle, however. Final score, Warren Weston Reserve 64, the Warren Harding Panthers 57, and we'll be back to tell you how it happened. As opposed to 19 for Warren Harding. Final 64-57, the Raiders with the win. Individual scoring wise, here's the way it went for Bob LaRicca's ball club. Jimmy Gilmore.
A few introductions before the ball game. Jim Delvecchio and Jim Donnelly. There you see them on the right side of your screen. They will be the 2 officials. Delvecchio, a 25-year official.
Mr. Donnelly has 18 years of basketball officiating experience.
Number 2 in the state as the polls ended this year.
6 foot, number 14, Mike Williams.
Here comes Mike Williams. Where's number 14, 6 foot senior guard?
6'3", number 22, Mark Heron.
Mark Heron, 6'3" junior, will wear number 22.
Senior guard, 5'11", number 34.
Here comes Teddy Jenkins, number 24. Jenkins, 5'11" senior. Jimmy Gilmore, number 34, 6'2" junior. And rounding out the starting lineup will be number 54, Mark Alexander, 6'4" senior. They are, of course, headed by Bob LaRicca, Northeast Ohio Inland Co-Coach of the Year, along with Harry Fales from Alliance. Foul of the ball game, so it is a 2-2 ball game. We'll have that for you in a second.
2-2 the score. Mike Williams across the line to Teddy Jenkins. Alexander into the lane. Good feed off to Jimmy Gilmore to make it a 4-2 Warren Western Reserve ball game.
Excellent pass by Mark.
Last touch by Jim Smart for Boberton. So the Raiders will retain control right in front of Mike's office. 4-4 the score. Holman on the inbound to Mike Williams.
Alexander.
On Decker, bird dog by Jenkins into the lane, whistled on the play, and a foul on Teddy Jenkins. Number 2 on Jenkins, and we played about 1:20 into the first quarter.
Talking to somebody before the ball game, Cap, and now they got the play call that they want.
Ball it to Weingart, 9 seconds remaining. You see it on the screen. Ball taken away by Mike Williams. Williams on the drive. Williams on the layup to tie it up, and that will be the end of the first half. With the score, Warren Western Reserve 27, Boberton 27. We'll be back with halftime information, statistics, and more for you following this message.
Free throws right now.
6'3" junior Mark Heron. He's the 3rd Heron to play in regional tournament action for Warren Western Reserve, following older brothers Mike and Darrell. And Mark Heron makes it a 43-40 score.
I think they got to try and put it in the hands of Jimmy Gilmore.
Raiders missing from the free throw line and a lot underneath, Jen.
Yeah, they are only 2 of 7 from the line. Meanwhile, Barberton, 16 of 21.
Jenkins will inbound to Mark Ingram. Teddy Jenkins to Jimmy Gilmore. Mike Williams has the double pick. Williams for 14 on the night. 45-41. In the backcourt, Ondecker to Richard Blanks, back to Ondecker.
Oh, and they had Grenell's wide open underneath. There he is.
Gilmore, minute 38 remaining, fourth and final quarter. Jenkins with the basketball. Odd numbers on the board, hard to set it into overtime. Mark Alexander on the feed from Jimmy Gilmore. 14 for Alexander. Smart having trouble in backcourt. Taken away by Mike Williams. Almost lost it. Feeds it inside. No, they're going to say he touched the out-of-bounds line. Big play.
Can't believe there was no call on the trip, though.
47-44, 121 remaining in the ball game, and Jim Smart will inbound. Ondecker is fouled by Mike Williams. Jimmy Gilmore coming over to give his
throw. They have an excellent opportunity to rebound a missed free throw.
Mark Ingram, 6'3" junior, looking for his first points of the night. 1:11 remaining in the ball game. Ingram hits on the front end. 47-45. Ingram can cut it down to one. A big free throw right here.
And if he makes it, you're going to see pressure like you've never seen before. Otis Colvin will check in for Ingram.
Rebound to Jimmy Gilmore. Jenkins with the basketball. A minute 5 remaining in the ball game. See what the Raiders do with it. See if they go down to the last shot. They have one timeout remaining. Alexander's going to pump. He hits. 52 seconds remaining in the ball game. Raiders tie it up at 47. And now it's Barberton's turn with the basketball. Remember, the Magics have 3 timeouts remaining.
They're going to run a motion offense right now.
Wygant almost lost it. Saves it. Wygant throws it away to Ingram. Wide open. Alexander throws it out of bounds. They had the break. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off.
Number 10,
varsity assistant also is Frank Buba. First man introduced for the Raiders, number 10, 5'9" senior Otis Colvin. Number 20, 5'9" junior Renza Hughley. Number 22, 6'4" senior. I'm sorry, they went to Ingram. Number 44, Mark Ingram, 6'3" senior. Number 34, 6'3" senior Jimmy Gilmore. And the man in the middle, number 22, 6'4" senior Mark Heron. Will now have the national anthem played by the Warren Western Reserve Pep Band. National anthem played by the Warren Western Reserve Pep.
7-0 in the SVC. Crete puts it in the air, and Mark Ingram gets the tip to open up the ball game. On the drive, Mark Heron. Rebound to Heron. He'll put it back up again. And the Raiders control the basketball. Hughley baseline left for the first 2 points of the ball game. Renza Hughley to make it a 2-0 score, and you're not going to see much of a slowdown game fair for Warren Western Reserve. Raiders started off fast in last night's ball game against the Highland Tigers as you look at Bob LaRicca. Heron on the
and defense. Looks like Hines is roaming free in the corner. Now he's underneath and he's being picked up by Ingram.
Panthers can tie it up. Johnson baseline right. Rebound to Jimmy Gilmore. Renza Hughley. Good ball movement by the Raiders. Ingram for two. Mark Ingram with his 5th point of the night. And again, the Raiders up by 4. 1 minute gone, second quarter. Roselle Richardson. Exactly halfway through the second quarter. Gilmore to Richardson, inside feed. Heron with the follow for 2 points. Mark Heron leading all scores with 7. Raiders by 2. Sujek inside misses the shot. Butler. Maurice Reed. Eric Johnson. Blocked by Hughley, taken away by Renza Hughley. Renza Hughley to Jimmy Gilmore for 2. Short time for Gilmore, and he was fouled on the way to the hoop. Don't know who picked it up, I believe the Raiders want a timeout.
We'll have another look at that play by the Raiders. Johnson had no place to go with the ball. Reserve knocks it outside. Hughley ahead to Gilmore. Gilmore showtime.
Aaron clock down to the 10-second mark.
If you're Harding, you got to let him do it. You're only down 1. You got to be happy with that situation.
5 seconds. Otis Colvin for 2. And that will do it. End of the first half. Raiders work the clock down to the 5-second mark. Still 42 seconds off the clock, and Otis Colvin puts it in. Halftime at the Warren Western Reserve Fieldhouse to score. Warren Western Reserve 29, the Panthers 26, and we'll be back with halftime.
I was making him gather the ball on the sideline.
Colvin to Richardson inside the mark. Ingram for 2. Ingram with 8 on the night, and the Raiders back up on top by 1 at 50-49. Tyrone Nelson.
Didn't hear a whole lot out of the huddle, but I think
56-55. And Renza Hughley again. This time does convert the pair to make it a 57-55 ball game. Still by Colvin. Ingram on the layup for 2. Ingram with 10. 59-55. Raiders by 4. 2:36 remaining in the. Need some help. Eric Johnson throws it away. Jimmy Gilmore with the steal. Wide open Ingram. Here we go. Showtime. And he is fouled by, I believe, Scotty Lewis. Ingram with 12 on the night. That might have about done it for Warren Western Reserve. They lead 63 to 55.
Here we'll have another look at it. Steal by Reserve, thrown the length of the floor. Ingram lays it in. Lewis fouls him. Timeout Warren Harding with 1:40 left. Fourth and final period. Reserve up by 8. That could have been the nail in the coffin, Cap.
Just about a duplication of what happened in Canton. Just about after the loose ball. And Warren Western Reserve is calling a timeout with 1 second showing on the clock. McKay with the tie in his hands. Bob Church, unfortunately, couldn't control the basketball.
Right, Cap. Fine job of getting the rebound on the missed foul shot. He didn't want to take time at the Harding bench.
Oh, then, and that'll do it. That is the end of one of the most exciting, emotional ball games we've had the pleasure of viewing this year and gone back to the last couple of years. It winds up a 2-point victory for the Warren Western Reserve Raiders, a game that changed hand lead-wise 9 times, a game that was tied 7 other times. That gave you an indication of exactly how close the Reserve Raiders. Undefeated up to this point, Bob. Does you feel there's any pressure on the ball club when you're in the situation you are right now?
You know, unbelievably, no. I thought there would be, but none of the kids even talk about it. And we had a meeting the other day after a practice, and I asked the kids if they were feeling any pressure, and basically they told me not really, Coach. They said the only thing they hear is when the games are close, people are saying they're giving them heart attacks because the games are close or something like that. But I'll tell you what, the kids have been very, very, very good at the pressure.
You're coming into this ball game. You're playing an Isles team that's in the rebuilding stage. And the Warren Western Reserve Raiders. Panthers 14 and Warren Western Reserve Raiders. Panthers 14 and 5 overall, 10 and 3 in the Still Valley Conference. They played the Raiders twice, lost by 10 the first time around, lost by only 2 about 3 weeks ago. Their opponents for tonight, of course, Panthers coached by Bill Kovach. The opponents for tonight for Warren Harding, the #1 ranked team in the state of Ohio. The undefeated Warren Western Reserve Raiders coached by Bob Larica, a perfect 18-0. They clinched their second consecutive Still Valley Conference crown, rated among the top teams in the nation. And I tell you, Bob Church, what more can you say?
Roar from the Harding fans. Number 12, 5'10" senior, Ted Sujic. The other guard, number 24, 6' junior, Maurice Reed. Last time down the floor, Cap, Harding installed what Coach Bill Kovach told me they were going to do. They're going to go on a 2-3 zone against the Raiders.
Double team taken away by Colvin inside to Gilmore. He is fouled by Maurice Reed. So for the third time in the first 2.5 minutes of this ball game, Jimmy Gilmore is hammered on the way to the hoop, and he'll go to the line again. To Renzo Hughley into the forecourt. Almost lost his footing, needs some help. Smart play by Hughley. Gets up, he's caught for traveling, stayed on one knee and cleared it out to Gilmore. Jimmy Gilmore, 15-footer for 2. Gilmore with 6, Raiders with 8, Panthers with 6 on the night. And Eric Johnson throws it out of bounds to give it back to Warren Western Reserve. 4 minutes, 43 seconds remaining first quarter. The Panthers already with 7 turnovers in the ballgame. Raiders right behind them with 6 in that department. Colvin to Jimmy Gilmore. Inside. Aaron with the rebound to Otis Colvin. 10-10 to score. 3 minutes remaining first quarter. Gilmore for 2 more. And he's fouled by Maurice Reed. So Jimmy Gilmore putting on a show here in the first quarter. Reed second of the ball game and the first substitution of the contest. Number 32, Kurt Shannon, 6'1" senior entering the ball game, and Eric Hines out of the contest as you look at Bob Larica. Gilmore in now with a total of 8 points in the first quarter. Chance to make it 9 and a chance to give his team a 3-point advantage. 53-48. 6:10 remaining in the ball game. Renzo Hughley. Gilmore for 2. 19 for Gilmore. 55-48, Butler in the
Crucial role towards the end of the ball game. Reserve, fourth quarter is 2 of 6 from the foul line. Harding is 5 of 5. So
them in for 9 rebounds, 10 points on the night. He'll have one more. Herron with the 11, 62-59. 2 minutes.
Officials have done a super fine job of this ball game. We've had 1 or 2 instances where tempers were a little bit hot, but they've controlled it and they've done an excellent job. It's one of them games that, like I say, no matter how you do it, you're going to be criticized. You know, maybe not by coaches or players, but by the fans. You know, if they made this call here or that call there, you know, they were one side or the other. These two gentlemen did a fine job.
All in all, throughout the season, we've had excellent officiating. There's been a couple of 37-game regular season win streak, and a good chance to wrap things up tomorrow night against Boardman. Mark Herron on the follow. Herron has played a superb ball game. 7-point lead for Warren Harding. Ball taken away by Gilmore. Wide open Herron. Showtime. No showtime. Herron with 2 more. Reed to Gilmore. 15 seconds remaining in the ball game. Whistle and a foul by Teddy Sujic. Panthers gave it a run, but the Raiders hung tough. 17 seconds remaining in the contest. Leading by 9 at 68-59.
Eric Hines just fouled out of the ball game, Cap, with 8 points. 13 seconds left, fourth and final quarter. They're counting the bodies.
And there it is, the final horn, indicating the end of the ball game. The final score, Warren Weston Reserve 69, Warren Harding 61, and we will be back to tell you how it happened. But first, we're going to pause for this message.
finish up with one that's a lot of fun to do. And I told the guys when we were going to do this that they could give all their fans out there this special look. So they basically know it. We're going to start with the introduce them to you. Okay.
Hi, I'm Roselle Richardson.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Mark Ingram.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Gilmore.
Hi, I'm Mark Anthony Hare.
Hi, I'm Randy Hughley. Hi, Otis Coven.
You know they're going to block shots. Let's go. We're taking bad shots down here, Jimmy. Here comes Gil coming through. Now we're getting lackadaisical. We're getting lackadaisical. You're getting lackadaisical. I don't like it. Miami! Miami! Slide down, Jimmy Miami! Test breaker! Come on, E! Come on, E! Come on, E! Boy, I don't believe our lackadaisical attitude right now. We got to get settled down. You guys report back in at the beginning of the quarter as soon as that thing is over. We got to get settled down again. We had some breaks and we got carried away with some quick passes down here. We watched that foul shot. You bought a ticket, watch that foul shot. Head and shoulder, big guy. Go back to the people you have. You stay on, let Jimmy take Tony still. You take the other four man. You want to take out? Oh, Randy. Put everybody in the circle on a jump. Okay. All right, we're going to have everybody in. Everybody's in on the jump shot. He starts with Tony this time. All right, listen to me. Now remember, it ran 64. Okay? Now, I don't know how long we're going to stay at 64 because they're man and we can't get our motion going. All we got to do is set picks. Take some patience if we don't get the run. Now, you sit over here, Mark. You watch it. We just have any patience. Do not. I should have left Randy in the tip. Okay, 8. All right. Let him jump. He's jumping. No.
Occurring tonight?
You know, I really can't tell you. I haven't even thought about that quarter. A lot.
Tonight?
You know, I really can't tell you. I haven't even thought about that quarter. A lot of people have talked about it, but I haven't even thought about it, to tell you the truth. I've just been more concerned about what we're going to do in the ball game and who we're going to match up with.
You think that the fact that Warren Harding is not playing tonight will have any detrimental mental effect on the team?
No, I think the kids are looking forward to playing somebody a little bit different. Not that we weren't looking forward to playing Harding, except that, you know, we've played him 3 times already this year, and I thought that was about enough. And the Youngstown Warren flavor is added, the big ball game from last year, and a very poor scrimmage that we had against them in preseason is also added, because we scrimmaged them and did very, very poorly that day, and the kids have remembered that.
How do you think the teams match up, Bob?
Well, in terms of personnel, I think both teams have good personnel. Their rebounding is their strength. I think that we're every bit as quick as they are. I think that we shoot the basketball a little bit better from the outside, and hopefully we'll do things a little bit better. But, you know, they have good athletes, and they've got a good tradition at South for basketball, and I foresee a good basketball game.
He's not going to give the ball up, so you've got no choice except to foul him.
Renza with 15 on the evening. .16 on the night. 8 out of 9 from the line. All 8 out of 9 attempts here in the fourth quarter. 5'9" junior Renza Hughley. 75 to 66. .66 ball game. Parker scoop shot, rebound to Mark Heron. Into the forecourt to Renza Hughley, can't handle it out of bounds. Gilmore, good defense by Teddy Owens. They're going to call the foul on it, or they're going to call a jump ball?
Canton.
Jimmy Gilmore, 23 on the night. Raiders in the process of their 24th victory in the 1982-83 campaign. This will set a school record for Gilmore with 24, the leading point man in the ball game. Hitting the end of the ball game. Excellent ball game from the Struthers High Fieldhouse in the district final. Final score: Warren Western Reserve 79, Youngstown South 68, and we'll be back to tell you how it happened following this message. Raiders lacked 1 point of the starting 5 hitting in double figures. Jimmy Gilmore led with 25 on the night, led everybody in that department. Renza Hughley was 17, and out of those 17, 9 out of 10 free throw conversions in the fourth quarter. Mark Heron had clutch hoops for the Raiders. He was in with 14. Mark Ingram with a fine floor game, in with 12. And Otis Colvin here's with 3 men in double figures. Tony Jones, who fouled out with 3:13 remaining in the ball game, paved the way for Art Kovic for 6. Kevin Berkeley had 7. He was also a fouled out casualty, fouling out with 7:23 remaining in the ball game. And Rodney Parker 1 out of 1 from the line for a point. 79 to 68 the final. Warren Western Reserve. There you see some of the Raiders on their way to Canton, Ohio, possibly for a rematch with the Barberton Magic. Bob?
Cap, excellent ball game. Both ball clubs played their hearts out. It's a shame somebody has to lose. The Raiders win the ball game. Raiders from the field, 28 of 56 for 50.
We'll see a couple of other proud individuals here this evening. John Pecano to your left, and on the chin, principal of Warren Western Reserve, and of course Pat Giuliano, athletic director for the Warren City School System, next to him. And now we have Bobby Larica. Good shot at Class AAA Coach of the Year statewide. What a job he has done in 3 years at Warren Western Reserve.
Having a tough boat to fill, Cap, coming in after a man by the name of Lawhorn left that school, went to Rio, and to keep the program going. There was a little bit of static at first year because, you know, when you lose a Lawhorn, you lose a lot. But they picked up a lot when they picked up Bobby Larica. And I'd like to personally thank him for all the help he's given us. One heck of a gentleman.
Guy sports editor for Warren Tribune. Mrs. Mary McLeod, the sponsor of the cheerleaders.
And certainly each member of Warren Western Reserve basketball team. We want them to know that we are indeed very pleased and proud of their accomplishments. And we wish them well as they go into the district. It's a real pleasure. I made a short search of some of the state records that we have in the Tribune. And by winning the poll, you've won a football state championship. And now by winning the bowl championship in basketball, there's perhaps only one other school that has done that, and that would be Kent McKinley. So now, with the state championship trophy sitting here in your gymnasium.
Kids sitting here, really, this is the first time I've ever talked to the student body in this kind of capacity. We've never had a pep rally, which I don't care for too much because I just really believe pep rallies take place in games. And if we're going to have a pep rally here, we'll have one pep rally, and we're going to have pep rally tomorrow night when we play Youngstown South. I really don't know if many of you get the full impact of what's going on today. But let me tell you something about this trophy and about what's going on right here. I've been at this school for 13 years and in a ward school system for 15. And there's not really a lot of things left that in schools where the student body can gather together because this society is becoming a society of I people and me people, and we go about it our own way and we do our own thing all the time. There's very few times we can get the student body together in a positive manner. This is probably one of the most positive manners we can do. This is not a trophy that's accepted just by the players here. This is not a trophy that's accepted by the black people, or the white people, or the males, or the females, or the adult booster club, or the students who even come to the games, or the students who graduated, who come to the games now. This is a trophy that represents Western Reserve High School, Warren, Ohio, and you can't believe how many other people. There are young kids who are 5, 6, 7 years old who can't wait to go to a basketball game anymore. They can't wait for a Friday. Roselle Richardson, Brian Hall, Renzo Hewley, Mark Campbell, Randy Hewley, Mark Herron. Coach Delmain, Coach Smallwood.
The great basketball team of Bay Creek would like to thank all of our honored guests, the student body, and all the rebounders for supporting us on this year. Follow us as we endeavor.
Number 3 is Western Reserve High School, Warren, Ohio. Guard Jim Gilmore is the big name for the 1983 Runnin' Raiders. Gilmore is a 6'3" senior who was named to All-League and All-State teams as a junior. Defensive standout Mark Herron, a 6'3" senior, is another 3-year starter on this veteran squad.
We're down in my part of the country. 45-44, the Raiders down by one. Renza Hughley with 1:50 remaining in the contest. Roselle Richardson. Richardson looking for the turnaround, finds it, and banks it in for two. Double team, still pumped in his 16th point of the night, and the Raiders lead 46-45. Into the forecourt with 1:30 ball, taken away, loose ball, and we're going to have a jump ball. No, they're going to call a foul on Don Einon. Going for the loose ball. Einon picks up the personal. Austintown Fitch now in the situation also that the next foul that they have will put the Raiders into the 1-1. Richardson misses the shot. Rebound to Einon with 1:10 remaining in the ballgame. Sopko on the drive. No basket. Player control foul on Mike Sopko.
No, he's counting the basket, I think.
He is counting the basket. Okay, it's good. Into the forecourt, and Einon fouls Renza Hughley.
What the signal there by Dick Creed was a weird one. He was saying that the basket was good, no foul, but he really doesn't need to signal that. And that's what was a weird one. He was saying that the basket was good, no foul, but he really doesn't need to signal that. And that's what confused the players on the team, and play was temporarily stopped. Here we'll get a chance to see it. There's the drive. He makes a nice one. And so look at Creed's signal. He's waving yes, good, and then waving his hand down the other end. But that confused the players and stopped play momentarily.
And I think that's what the discussion is about down at the far end. And I think that's why Don Einon committed the foul. He thought it was a player control foul against Sopko.
Could very well be.
Well, nevertheless, the basket is going to count to make it a 47-46 score. And going to the line will be Renza Hughley for the Raiders to shoot the 1-1. Renza with 8 on the night from the free throw line on the year. 5'11" senior. Renza Hughley, superb athlete at the line for the Raiders, averaging 11 per ball game. Rebound to Brad Hicks. And now the Falcons in the driver's seat. 1 minute remaining, fourth quarter, up by a point.
Keep in mind, this is a great free throw shooting team.
Running some time off the clock. Einon almost trapped in the corner. Down to 45 seconds. Hamrock.
He's not the one to foul.
Hamrock. Rose, no, save, but to the Raiders. Renza Hughley to Greg Jackson. 3-on-2 for the Raiders. Roselle Richardson, baseline left. Tip no good. Rebound to Richardson in the lane. Richardson to Greg Jackson. Whistle and a foul prior to the shot. No basket by Jackson. Foul prior to the shot with 22 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. And Jackson will go to the line. Let's see who picked it up. He'll have the 1-1 at any rate. 67% from the line, 7-4-11. And there's all the story you need to be told. Greg Jackson with 10 points on the evening, all from the floor. Raiders have only been to the line a total of 3 times tonight. Jackson in his last 2 ball games. Tell that he feels the pressure on his shoulders, Harry Paytas.
Well, there's a lot of Austintown Fitch fans here. They're trying to make it as difficult as possible.
Rebound to the Falcons. Out of bounds to Austintown Fitch with 18 seconds remaining in the ball game. Amicone to Brad Hicks. 12 seconds remaining in the ball game. Whistle, and Renza Hughley with 10 seconds remaining in the contest has to do what had to be done. (48-46). Rebound to the Raiders. 10 seconds remaining. Richardson, rebound. Brian Hall to Jackson, traveling, and the ball game is over. The ball game is over, and the Fitch fans go out on the court. Austintown Fitch upsetting the Warren Western Reserve Raiders 48-46. To hand Warren Western Reserve its first loss of the 1983-84 campaign. and end the regular season win streak for the Raiders at 46. Final score, Austintown Fitch 48, Warren Western Reserve 46, and we'll be back to tell you how it happened. But first, we're going to pause for this message. Television Pilot 9 sports presentation. And a pleasant good day to you, sports fans. I'm John Caparanis. Right next to me, the familiar face and the more familiar voice of the voice of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Joe Theaton. Joe, welcome again to the Mahoning Valley.
Well, thank you very much, Cappy. It's been a long time since we shared a microphone in a play-by-play situation.
Been 15 years.
That's right.
Okay, Joe and I, Harry Patis, and our Pilot 9 remote staff, we're going to be bringing you all of the action of tonight's Steel Valley Conference clash between two arch rivals from Warren. Warren Harding, the visiting team. Panthers 12-7 coming into tonight's contest, coached by one of the deans, coached by Bob Larica. Coming into the ball game, 17-1 on the current campaign, assured of a tie for their third straight Steel Valley Conference crown. They've won 56 out of their last 57 regular season ball games. Last year's...
There's a flavor to high school basketball you don't see at any other level. There's an enthusiasm from the players and from the fans that really makes this a fun evening for me to come back and see a good high school basketball game. And from all I've been able to ascertain from the people I've talked to this evening, the one side figures they can't be beat, the other side figures they gotta beat them. So it should be quite a night.
That's right. Warren Harding, from their viewpoint, as you mentioned.
From the conference standpoint, and you can feel it already in here tonight, Cappy. People are getting really fired up for the ball game, and I think that we're going to have that kind of a contest where in the past it has been decided on occasion by a hoop at the bucket or a couple of free throws after it was all over. We may have another one of those nights here tonight.
Okay, we're going to find out, but showtime.
Hi, I'm Fred Gear, Chairman of the Western Reserve Rebounder Club.
Hi, I'm Jack DeGala.
Hi, I'm Skip Stover.
Hi, Ken Robbins.
Hi, Buda Reed.
Hi, Marty Logan.
Hi, Wally Walker. The Raiders are back.
And we're good!
The program was sponsored by the Warren Western Reserve Rebounders Club. Fred Gear, Chairman.
Interesting, Harry, the first time these two teams met, Warren Western Reserve, and there you see the Raiders upended the Panthers 68-60, but Warren Harding right off the bat, if you recall, jumped out to that quick 8-0 lead, and things looked a little tense right then for Warren Western Reserve, but the Raiders did regroup extremely effectively. Wound up with that 112-point total that we talked about. The Raiders, outside shooting-wise, quickness-wise, certainly one of the best in the area. That could be the matchup that they're going to see all evening.
Well, that's true. The boards are going to be very important because, as you said, Harding getting the ball inside against Niles. They'll try to do the same thing against the Raiders. In fact, when we talked to Bob Larica prior to the contest, he said they're going to get it inside. That's what conference at 52, Reserve at 55.4, and Warren Harding is fourth, allowing 56.4. Some of the individuals to watch, well, we've already mentioned them, but Roselle Richardson in the Steel Valley Conference comes in number 2 behind Niles' Don Nealon. Nealon at 20.1 points per game, Richardson at 16.7. And as far as rebounding is concerned, look at Warren Harding's David Arnold, who's averaging 12.7 rebounds per contest and leading the Steel Valley Conference.
To Warren Western Reserve, courtesy of Greg Jackson. Williams to Hughley. Richardson. Hughley again on the wing. Lorenzi Hughley picks up his first 2, and it's 27-17. That's the largest lead for either side tonight. Wenzel inside, and the turnaround all over the rim, everywhere but in. Lawrence missed it. Rebound picked off by Warren Western Reserve, and we have a foul to go with the struggle.
Well, Greg Jackson.
30-21. Warren with the basketball. Warren Western Reserve with the lead. 4:24 to go in the half. Williams against Wenzel. And the little man buries another one.
That's the danger when you go into the man-to-man against the Raiders. If they get loose, there's such dead eyes from the outside that what Williams did is going to happen with increased rapidity. They're up by 11, 32-21.
Williams with third lead. That's an interesting matchup. Wenzel against Williams. And they're doing it at both ends of the floor when they end up one-on-one. Rebound knocked away from Morris. Picked up by Jackson. No, and the tip is up and in by Hughley. And a foul to go with it. Ron Hughley gets his first 2.
Well, a situation where the miss resulted in the nice tip-in and opportunity for a three
after this timeout.
8-point advantage for Warren Western Reserve. They'd like to increase it by 2 to go into halftime at that magic number 10 figure as we look at the huddle of Bob LaRicca and his ball club. Brain trust of Warren Western Reserve. Let's see if we can pick Bobby up.
Backside, release out to the 2. All right, get right back in there. You got keep right now. You have more backside there.
Looks like they're going to try to work the ball around, move it in.
One of the things that he is into in a big way, and of course I'm from the old Bill Fitch school, a man who spent countless hours with film and tape, and Coach LaRicca has, he's got more tape and film in there than 20th Century Fox. And he uses it obviously to good advantage.
You cannot kick with the record that Bob LaRicca has accomplished here at the Westside Warren High School.
Listen, anybody who puts highlight films to music has got to have something going for him. Well, the ball and third basket of the quarter, 6 in the game. Harding getting back into it. That cross, no go by Greg Jackson, but Jackson retrieves. This is Brian Hall. Well, you open the door, he's going to go through it, and that's exactly what happened. Brian Hall with his first 2, 37-29, less than a minute to go in the first half.
Lawrence with his 13th point of the night. But the Raiders have things in control right now as we reach the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. Hughley, 15-footer, and he's been hot the second half. 14 in the half, 16 on the night for the 5'11 senior. The rebound for the Raiders. Brian Hall. Hall on the drive. Scoop shot for 2. What a move by Hall. Thrown out of bounds by Warren Harding, and that salts things away for the Raiders. 1:30. David Arnold. Nine points for Brian Hall. In 10 seconds remaining in the ball game. 2 to Reese. Tipped by Morris for 2, and that will be it. There's the buzzer indicating the end of the ball game. A game that saw Warren Harding and Warren Western Reserve close at halftime, but the Raiders taking complete control in the second half and winding up with the win, 82-58. We'll be back with our final comments from the Warren Western Reserve Fieldhouse, but first we're going to pause for this message.
It's not exactly a safe stance he's got there either. Well, there goes the rim if he doesn't let go.
Raiders will conclude things against Boardman down at the Spartan Gym.
Tie-in since I was at the Mid-American Conference. So, you know, I must say it was a real pleasure, and as Joe says, I hope we can do it again sometime.
I don't have a plaque or anything, but I really feel very honored. Matt Stevens from W.W.R. Honored. Matt Stevens from W.R.R.O. is here, and I bet Matt hasn't probably attended a banquet in a long time for anything, and I sent him an invitation, hopefully that he would come. I didn't hear anything. I didn't know whether he was coming or not. When he saw him come in, it really made me feel very good. We sometimes talk about, you know, public relations, and we talk about our own home people. But I'll tell you what, there has never been anybody, and I even include WYTV because they've done a good job, who has been more supportive of our basketball program than Matt Stevens on WRRO. He's the very basic of it. Those are the people who do our games more than anybody else. And from the very time that I got this basketball job, Matt has always been very supportive. And Matt, I deeply appreciate you coming to the banquet, and I hope this helps in what our program is really all about. I think when you see this, you'll know why we love our kids and why, you know, why the rebounders and everybody else is so important. But again, I thank you for coming, Matt. Oh, Fred, you saw your plaque here, Fred. Tony, why don't you set it right down in front of him? He didn't know he was getting one. Our members of the Rebounders Club were here. If it was not for Fred Gear, we would not have a Rebounders Club.
Don't you let anybody fool you about the Rebounders Club, which is a great organization. This man does more work, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to tell when we have our next meeting, I want to make sure everybody knows. Just hope that Fred never quits. Because I tell you what, they're going to take a hard look at trying to find somebody who does all the extra work that he does. And I know you guys in the Rebounders are here. I appreciate you being here. But I tell you what, Fred, you deserve this plaque and every plaque I could possibly get for you. Fred has just been more of a help than, you know, as an assistant coach. When I was assistant coach, and you guys, when we were assistant coaches, that way they were getting fired immediately. Thank you, Fred. Sit down, Fred. Talk about plaques. We got Martha a plaque, and I think Martha got a plaque last year. And the only reason that she said she would be the master of ceremonies. She got heels on there. I saw you do that thing. The only reason she was master of ceremonies, she said, I want a plaque if I'm going to do all this work. You know, Mark, I want to tell you something. I hope you're not that nervous at the Board of Education meetings. Honest to God, she was so nervous when you started out there. I can see why the man at top runs you 5 members of the board, like somebody said in the paper. But anyhow, program. And you are a very good spokesman for our kids. Not our basketball program, but our kids on the west side of town sometimes taking abuse from other people. You have been a spokesman, not only in basketball, but for all of our kids and our programs, and it's deeply deserved. The next one goes to, and I hope, Lick, you've added this, an annual award for him. As long as he keeps it up, there was no competition. There was no competition, and we give this award out for the rebounder who comes to the most practices. And I'm the only guy ever called me up and apologized for not being in practice. My players don't even call up for apologizing. Now this guy apologizes and comes to our practice, and I tell you what, our kids get to know him and really feel very comfortable around this man. And again, right after Fred, I'll tell you, he does a heck of a job for us, and I deeply appreciate it. Dick Reed. Plaques of people who are not here. Just sit here, buddy, because you didn't give me any orders this year on what to do. But I'm just going to let you know this: there isn't a person who has ever done more for me in this job and done more for these kids than the guy this plaque belongs to. I don't know if he's going to come and get it off me right now, but it's going to be sitting here, and I love him. He has just these plaques are him. There's nobody who cares more about doing these things. I tell you. Me, him, and Brim might huddle pretty soon on these things and make $1 million. But we've had some nicest plaques, and the guy over there standing taking the pictures has become a fan of ours, and I don't know what I'd do without him sometime. I call him, Jerry, I need this picture. I won't tell you what he says to me. 10 minutes later, he's knocking on my door with the picture. Hey, here's how conscientious the guy is. Great. Out of everybody's heart, we deeply appreciate your help. Jerry Drew. His own.
Go on, baby.
ahead, Zach. Yeah, go ahead.
type of spirit that Warren Western Reserve has. And I just wanted to say this, that in talking with Coach LaRippa at the beginning of the year, he told me, he said, well, I don't think we'll be able to have the type of team that we've had in the past. These are new young fellows.
The sign of a good head coach is one that gathers around him some very special people. Our coach is no different. He has around him a computer expert. He has around him a Fighting Irish trivia expert. And this spring he was looking for a very special kind of expert. Because as we all know, Kansas City to the NAIA tournament, he had a record this year of 31-5. He had a record this year of 31-5. He's had a total of 23 years as the head coach. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you a man I'm sure you well know, Mr. John Lawhorn.
There's a person who is a total non-player who happens to be on the basketball team. Thank goodness we have been very fortunate through the history of Warren Western Reserves that we haven't had any plumbers. It's nice to be home. It really is, and I mean that sincerely. I think of all the stops that our family has ever made, this will always seem like home, and yet we were only here 5 years. 5 very quick years, but 5 very enjoyable years. And it'll always be a special treat for us to even think of Warren Western Reserve and the city of Warren, because we enjoyed it so much. And look for the high school scores. And I don't even start at the top, and I don't even worry about who you play. I just look down at the W's because they're always in alphabetical order. And I look right at the W's first because I know that's the place to look, because you've been in a win column time after time. And I'm so proud of your head coach, because he had so much to do with success, in which we were fortunate to have in the 5 years that I happened to spend here. Sometimes as your parents live 3 and 4 hours away, and so you don't hear from much of them so much. But you got to understand, on a college situation, the kids you're getting are all state kids and all that type of thing, and they've had great credentials, and now they come. I want to tell you, I'm challenging you guys right now. Don't forget them. You seniors now are basketball alumni of Warren Western Reserve and of the Rebounders. Join the Rebounders. Get active in the Rebounders. After you get your college degrees, you come back and you're making all those big bucks. I assume none of you are going into education. But you come back, be loyal, be faithful. Because I think one of the things that is precious to me, and I know it will be to Coach, and it is to Coach, is to see those ex-players and to hear from those ex-players. We were playing in Columbus, Ohio.
I'll put this down here where he can get it.
I didn't get the second one, see? Because I never thought that heavy into the season that way. But the first joke there was that the coach didn't know what 2 and 2 was. You know, the fun thing about having a speaker and having a good MC is that they do a great job of telling the audience everything that you wanted to tell them. And it makes it difficult sometimes to follow 2 dynamic speakers such as that. But I'm going to try. And as one of our cheerleaders said to me today, as I was leaving school, second period, to prepare for the banquet, she said to me, you're not going to talk tonight, are you? I said, no, would I do any talking? You know me better than that. But this is what banquets are all about. If you came to this banquet to hurry up and eat and get out of here, let me make a quick suggestion. Feel free. You will not offend me, nor you will not offend anybody up here if you decide to leave that early. If you came to this banquet because it's a yearly thing, and you came to honor a group of young men and ladies in our basketball program, then I guess you're going to have to sit around and listen to some of the things that are said. Because one of the keys to getting a hold of any type of banquet, and when you see what our young players and our young men get, you know, some get more than others because they've earned more awards. When you see what they get, you'll know why this banquet is so important to us. this is my 5th year of being the head coach and being, I guess, in charge of the banquet. And I must admit, every year I am probably as nervous as can be in hopes that everything goes correctly. I was the assistant coach for 5 years. You know this too. You always try before the season and tell everybody that you're not going to be any good and that things are going to be tough, so that if you have a good season, everybody thinks you did a great job, you see. And if you're bad, then everybody says, yeah, well, hell, he told us so. So, you know, all coaches use that cop-out. But I think in looking at this season, it's very difficult to not see the positive things. I think we ended the season on a negative note like a lot of people, and I know from myself, I had my head down for a while, and our players had their head down, and a lot of our fans had their head down. But we're at a banquet where everything is going to be positive, and that's the way it's going to be. Because as you look at the season, and we tell our people all the time, everything is relative. When I mean everything is relative, I'm talking about I knew, and our coaching staff knew, we would have a good season. The key part of the good season was that we knew that the other teams that we were... I left a message here for you people, especially for the seniors. What is success? If success is a winning record, and if success is good people, then we have been successful. I was down for a while.
Dave Edwards in the Steel Valley Conference, you talk about Warren Western Reserve, and that's what we're going to do now. Reserve, and that's what we're going to do now. The Raiders have won 4 straight SVC championships, so they have to be figured on to be in the hunt again. 2 starters returned from last year's team, but the rest of the team is short of its usual level of experience.
The biggest difference is the fact that last year's group coming back had 3 two-year starters who were real good players as juniors, okay? And we had a decent JV team coming, but who have improved immensely. But our JV kids have never played before. Our 6th and 7th man last year were seniors, so therefore it's a little different with these kids having to come up and learn the system all over again.
The 2 players reserve is counting on heavily are guard Darren Freeman and center Eric Douglas. Freeman has carried the Raiders with games of 30 and 33 points so far.
He has put a tremendous summer work in. He's built himself up physically. He took his lumps last year. Needless to say, he played his role last year. He only averaged 5 points a game. But now, as we tell our seniors, it's your turn. And he doesn't have a green light, but we want his hands. We want the ball in his hands.
Since Douglas is the Raiders' only big man at 6'7", there's a lot expected of him.
We've tried to take some of that responsibility off by letting him, one of the changes we've made in our offense is to give him a little more freedom of coming outside to get the basketball so the defenses aren't going to totally sag on him. And I think Eric only has one way to go, and that's going to be up. He's a very young senior who's just turned 17 late this summer, so we have high expectations for him.
Larica says the Raiders have better quickness this year and are hoping to use it to their advantage on defense in particular. It's working so far with 2 wins in 2 games, but the coach still isn't certain how good his team is.
Everything is relative. How good the other teams are going to be could affect how good Warren Western Reserve will be.
52 to 50 with 4:14 left. Left in the game. The score is Reserve 59, Boardman 57. It's tied up at 61 with 1 minute left. Reserve 63, Boardman 62. 32 seconds left. Reserve 63, Boardman 62. Score is tied up at 63 with 32 seconds left. 4 seconds left to go in the game, and it's tied at 63. It's 65. The game's over. Reserve wins 65 to 63. And the Reserve fans are going wild. Last shot was by Darren Freeman.
Up with Western Reserve tonight, and what a ball game that turned out to be. We'll look at the Spartans here in the white jerseys. George Galnatsis had 7 points for the Spartans in that third quarter. Boardman led the Raiders 41-29 on that turnaround. Reserve, though, finally started getting back into the ball game. Eric Douglas had a dozen points, turns around off the glass for 2 points. This third quarter action also saw the Raiders' Tony Ford continue to lead the charge back. Number 12 had a great night. He hits here, and it was just a 5-point lead for Boardman after 3 quarters of play. Into the fourth, Mike Schneider will hit a turnaround here. It will be a 7-point Spartan lead, and that was their biggest lead the rest of the ball game. Reserve got the momentum, while Boardman had trouble finding the hoop. They turned it over in that fourth quarter of play. Ford's 3-point play here cut it down to just 1. Reserve got their first lead from the foul line with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to play, and the teams traded buckets down the stretch drive. Mike Rice drives the hoop here. He had 16 points, and everything that Tony Ford threw up seemed to go in tonight. He had a game-high 24 points. Joel McBurney hit 2 late in the game to tie it at 61, and it was even at 63 with 4 seconds to play. Reserve on the inbounds pass, Darren Freeman from 18 feet, a bell ringer at the buzzer. Western Reserve 65, Boardman 63. In height, 1 for 1.
He really is not a bad free throw shooter. I mean, the statistics would indicate he is the one to foul, however. He's 1 of 1 tonight.
Rebound, inside whistle, traveling violation. Devin Butler almost came up with it. And the Falcons will get it with the rebound, inside whistle, traveling violation. Devin Butler almost came up with it. And the Falcons will get it with 33 seconds remaining, still trailing by 1 point. And timeout called by Tom Fender. Big problem now for Austin Town Fitch with 28 seconds remaining is with Hanazak out of the ball game. The most points scored by anybody else in this ball game is for Austin Town is Ken Kaminsky and Mike Slavochka. Slavochka with 7 and Kaminsky with 6.
Well, the way they've been going offensively, their guards have been penetrating. They just may go to a guy like Slavochka, possibly Greg Prodich, who can penetrate pretty well and maybe find themselves open. Kaminsky is in with 6 points on the night. He's just 3 of 3, but I have a feeling the Western Reserve is going to be trying to collapse on him, not allowing him to get the ball.
Looking for Darren coming across the middle. We will not look for Darren now for the score. We will look for the 3-man and Darren coming across the middle. You got to penetrate it.
Ken Kaminsky, by the way, the leading field goal percentage. 53 to 52, the Raiders by 1. Fitch has the basketball. Greg Protich. Slavochka inside to Kaminsky, taken away by the Raiders, but a foul on Olin Mallory. Mallory, if it's on him, will be his 5th of the ball game.
That was not a bad call, really. Olin Mallory looked like he reached. He tried for the basketball. As he did so, he climbed the back of, was it Kaminsky? They tried to get the ball inside. Mallory did his best, but he couldn't avoid the body contact.
So Ken Kaminsky will go to the line for the first time this evening. 6 on the night. Not a bad free throw shooter either. Coming into tonight's ball game, Kaminsky 37 for 51, 72.5%. Rebound to Eric Douglas. Darren Freeman with the basketball, and he is really hammered by Greg Protich.
Maybe a 2-shotter here. Good that cooler heads prevailing there.
4th on Protich, and Darren Freeman with 13 seconds remaining.
I don't believe it.
He got hammered. But apparently in reaching for the basketball.
He's reaching for a head.
Freeman at the line. 19 on the evening. 5 for 7 from the charity stripe. He can put it away for the Raiders. Rebound. Out of bounds to the Falcons with 11 seconds remaining. And timeout called by Bob LaRicca and the Warren Western Reserve Raiders. Number 3 for Warren Western Reserve, and both teams from the free throw line. You mentioned it, Harry, a little while ago. Could be a key story in this ball game, and at this point it is, but from a negative viewpoint from both ball clubs.
That's right. It's not the free throws made that's the story. It's the free throws missed, as we saw Kaminsky miss a key one. Darren Freeman now has missed a couple of key one-on-one situations.
End line. Raiders in the pressure. Clock down to 9, to 8, to 7, to 6. Protich on the drive, to 4. Whistle! Block! He called a block. It's good by Protich, and he was fouled by Ray Butler. Butler's first foul of the night, 7th point for Greg Protich, who took it right to the hoop with 4 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter.
Boy, that's a tough call. Mark Page made the call, and he sold the call as the official.
But that is the toughest call to make. Is it a block or is it a charge? He called the block. The basket counts. The Falcons have the lead and a free throw with 4 seconds remaining. Call has to be made one way or the other. In this case, it went the Falcons' way. And you've got to give Prodich all the credit.
54 to 53. Austintown Fitch with the lead on our 14th lead change of the ballgame. This one coming with 4 seconds remaining in the ballgame. And Greg Prodich.
better, but we have some kids, some young kids that play hard and want to play the game, and I think there's some positive things in the future.
Turning our attention to tonight, Warren Western Reserve coming off 3 losses. That has to be a concern to Coach LaRicca. How do you feel about playing a team that has had 3 straight like that?
Well, when you look at the 3 that they lost to, I know we've played those that same threesome, Fitch, Ursuline, and Harding in a row too, and we didn't play them as well as Reserve did. They played 3 tough ball games on the road, and it's a meat grind this time of year. You can get worn down mentally and physically, and I'm sure they'll be ready to play tonight.
What do you view as the key to beating Western Reserve?
Well, I think making our kids believe they can beat Western Reserve. I think there's somewhat of a mental block there that Reserve kids believe they can win every time they go out, and our kids have some doubt in their mind. And I think we've been stressing, convincing them that they're capable of beating Warren and Western Reserve. They just have to attack instead of backing up.
Reserve Raiders, Coach, we've reached the end of the road of the regular season. Have any trouble motivating the troops tonight?
No, I don't think we're going to need a motivation factor after the last 3 games. I think I did a little motivating in the locker room following the Fitch loss, and I might be successful with it, and I might be a failure with it, but I don't think we need motivated. It's senior night. It's the last time our 5 seniors will play on this basketball court, and we know we need this to tie for the All-American Conference, and we more than anything else needed to get us going for the tournament.
You mentioned the seniors. Talk a little bit about them. They've
excellent kid, and he's going to go along. And all our seniors, they've been out of trouble in school. They stay out of trouble, and they've been no problem with me in terms of discipline. They come out and practice hard every night, and I'm very pleased with that. Down the road, I hope that basketball will help some of those kids out because I know that they've helped me out on certain things. Mentioning my seniors, we have Tony Ford, who is now starting at the point, Sterling Saffold, who's our off guard, John Nolan, who has been in a semi-substitute role all year, but has been playing about as much as the starters and has done an excellent job. He's one of our co-captains. Olin Mallory, who is our other co-captain, and Garcelle Moss, who has had an excellent year for a 6'2" post person. So I'm very pleased with them, and I would like to compliment their parents on fine young men.
Looking at this particular game, Niles been kind of a...
There's Keith Herring, one of the officials tonight. Leo Longville, his counterpart. Keith from the Massillon, Ohio area. And you football fans recalling the name Herring, somewhat synonymous with excellent footballers. Tony Ford ties it up at 2-2. For 2. Jeff Weirden with his first bucket of the ball game. And Olin Mallory to make it a 6-5 score in favor of Warren Western Reserve. Rebound controlled by Olin Mallory. Tony Ford, good pass. Drive by Saffold for 2. Sterling Saffold with 5 out of the 9 points scored by. Raiders up by 8 points with 2:15 remaining first quarter. Ball taken away by Ford. Tony Ford on the drive. Tony Ford with an excellent move. He's in with 4. Timeout. Raiders lead down to 8 as Ty Dorsey also just checking in there for the Raiders. 5'7" junior. Good inside move, Garcelle Moss. First bucket for Moss by Ford, picked up by Birch. Tony Ford, and the Raiders will set it up. Try to set it up, I'll tell you. Opportunity has been evident here this evening. Snyder in the lane. Tony Ford has 4 points. Impressive ball game tonight. Traveling violation against Greenwood. And again, Ty Dorsey and Shannon Cox get into a little bit of a bumping match. But again, a timeout called with 3:29 remaining here in the third quarter.
Now, getting back to the events that you see on TCI Pilot 9, what a tremendous thing to be able to bring you the high school basketball and the high school football that we brought you, as well as the great college basketball games, including the Ohio State Buckeyes and Atlantic 10.
Garcelle Moss. Tony Ford for 2. 6 points for Tony tonight, and the Raiders again by 8. Still by Warren Western Reserve. Birch to Nolan. Nolan to Moss. Moss for 2, and he's fouled. Garcelle Moss with 13. Good dump-off pass by John Nolan, and Garcelle Moss can make it an 11-point Raider lead with exactly 1 minute remaining third quarter. Choice now, he would not institute the designated hitter, and of course he was the commissioner when it was put in play in 1973. Garcelle Moss for two. Moss with 16, 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and the Raiders back out to that 13-point lead. 60-47 the score. Dorsey with the steal with the foul.
It's pretty tough to back out of it. But the National League has held fast to the way the game was meant to be, as Abner Doubleday would have wanted it.
Offie Birch now in with a total of 8 points on the night, and the Raiders out to a 61-49 score.
As Yogi Berra said,
Garcelle Moss, 18. He's the leading scorer in the ball game. Tom Callahan keeping things under control, having a little bit of a personal chat with two of the ball players. Ballinger, good feet inside, rejected by Saffold. Into the forecourt, Offie Birch. This was the shot, followed by Saffold. Rebound to Saffold. Mallory on the tip for two. Ping pong with the backboard that time. Did warn Western Reserve, and the Raiders lead by 10. 50 of the final 8 minutes of tonight's ball game. The Raiders lead 50-42 over Youngstown South. We'll be back. Fourth quarter action. But first, we're going to pause for this message. Whistle, and Ballinger has just picked up. He's came close to getting the technical, I'll tell you. Jim Delvecchio still giving him the eye. There you see Delvecchio. Ballinger with his fourth personal foul of the ball game. And the 1-and-1, the bonus will be in effect for the Raiders.
I'll tell you, Ballinger did the right thing, though, by running away from it. He was mad about the call.
They'll have one more. 53-48, Raiders by 5. To Saffold. And South will stay in the 2-1-2 zone.
They'll stay there for a while, but I don't think it'll be for long.
2:30 remaining, fourth quarter. Olin Mallory for two.
Big point.
Big power move by Mallory. He has 17, and the Raiders back up by 4. Here comes the Warriors, 2:20 remaining, fourth quarter. Winner tonight goes taken away by Garcelle Moss. And now the Raiders in the driver's seat with 2:05 remaining, fourth quarter. Now South will have to go into the man-to-man. Saffold to Tony Ford. 2 minutes remaining. Sterling Saffold. Rejected by Little, taken away by Saffold. Mallory inside for two more. Two big hoops by Olin Mallory. Raiders lead by 6. 1:40 remaining, 4.
But he has been really hitting the boards hard. It's been a fine effort by Western Reserve, again, as a team. That's been the key to their success this entire season. When one guy goes down, the other one picks him up, and that's been the way it's been for the Raiders. Even Tony Ford
will check in. South on the year, tying for the Youngstown City Series crown with another pretty fair ball club, Youngstown East. The Raiders, of course, tying for the All-American Athletic Conference Championship with Warren Hutting. 11 for Saffold. 12 for Sterling Saffold. Raiders by 3. Here come the Warriors. Troy Cheatham. Ballinger. Cheatham will put it up from 20. Tipped by Little. Rebound to Saffold. 7 seconds, and he's fouled by Andre Ballinger, and that will be number 5 on Ballinger. The layup, 1 second remaining, and there it is. for the first time since 1983, the Warren Western Reserve Raiders are the Struthers District champion, and they will advance next Wednesday evening to the winner of the Canton District in Canton, Ohio. This one belongs to the Raiders, 63-61 the final. And we'll be back to tell you how it happened, but first, we're going to pause for this message. Back in March of 1983, 79-68, Bob LaRicca will have his ball club on the tournament trail into regional play, as Warren Western Reserve will take a 19-5 record next Wednesday evening against the winner of the Canton District. By the way, if you're interested in going, tickets for the regional game will be on sale from 9 to 4 at Warren Western Reserve High School. Ticket office will be closed from 1 to 2. But let's show the Trumbull County representative in the AAA, the Struthers District champion Warren Western Reserve. Show them a lot of backing in. Never can tell what might have Bob LaRicca, but let's again go through the scoring for you. Owen Mallory with 20 points. Tony Ford with 13.
The parents of my players, I want to thank, especially them senior parents who have put up with me all these years sometimes, but it paid off. I want to thank Youngstown South.
Offense that South was in. Reserve did a great job of pressuring the ball, forcing turnovers, and keeping South out of their transition game.
One thing that's impressive about both ball clubs, they didn't do it the easy way. The last couple of ball games for South. Tough game against Fitch, double overtime win against Boardman, hung right in there with the Raiders. Warren Western Reserve beating Warren Harding in a pressure-packed game by...
Warren Western Reserve running Raiders against the Canton District winner, the Canton McKinley Bulldogs. Hello again, everyone. I'm Scott Davis with Tom Cannell, Steve Lake down on the floor.
Glad to be here. They've beaten Hubbard, Cheney, Harding, and tough Youngstown South to get here. So they've earned their way. They're happy to be here, and I expect them to go at the Bulldogs tonight.
Steve Lake.
Athletes on this team. They looked like in warm-ups they shot well from the outside. I think the key is going to be whether Garcelle Moss, their center at 6'2", can take Bill Robinson outside and shoot over him, and whether they can neutralize the tough front court for McKinley.
Could we have a track meet tonight? We'll find out. The starting lineups are next. Want to run with the basketball. Most teams like to slow it down against McKinley because McKinley traditionally has great quickness. This could be an interesting matchup.
Here we'll take a quick look. Tony Ford, number 12, a 5'9" senior.
It's for contest, but our key man, Wes Inman, is averaging double digits. In fact, he's had 27 points in the last 2 tournament games. You play the horses. I guess I have to keep riding with the winner. Wes Inman will be a key again tonight, Kenny.
We'll get an idea of his jumping ability.
Glad you could be with us here at the Civic Center. Regional semifinal action. The winner goes into the regional final here at the Civic Center on Saturday afternoon. The McKinley Bulldogs and Warren Western Reserves running Rebels. Probably have the longest name of the 16 teams remaining. Tip is bounced around, controlled by man for Warren. This is Perkins. Get it into Robinson. Got the step.
And they test that theory right away, going to the obvious mismatch.
Maybe more a matter of theories, but open at the foul line and countering quickly is Mallory.
Warren comes right back and sets up, takes a quick jumper from the top of the key. They will put the ball up. They're not going to slow it. Well, Wes Inman went down with an injury, and at first you saw the heavily taped right leg, but then they...
him down there. Scott Burton guarding Saffold, but to no avail.
They're going up to block that shot by Saffold. He's a left-hander, and they're going up to block a right-handed shot, and he just whipped
basketball. He'll put it up off the back of the iron. Robinson tip controlled by Birch. Fast break for the running Raiders. No, tip Mallory, no, he gets it back up, no, tip, no, again in.
A little basketball of their own on the offensive hoop for Warren.
Who do you give that one to?
I think that goes to
3-4.
Olin Mallory. Well, they've learned that shot. They've seen enough of it the other way tonight.
And we are tied, and Burton needs some help. He needs some help in a hurry, and he doesn't get it.
And Burton's on the line. The ball's turned over.
Warren with the basketball and a chance again to take the lead.
And some struggling guard play here in the second half for the Bulldogs.
By 7. What a drive. No. But inside's Mallory, and they're hitting the offensive board. Counting the foul.
And that's on Robinson.
It should be his third.
An offensive board work by Warren Western Reserve has got him right back into this over and a breakaway.
Breakaway for Warren. Rami Miller.
Number 52 for Warren. Garcelle Moss was flattened on that break, and he's up and limping.
Terry Jackson trying to get the ball across the timeline and does. I think it's the biggest lead for Warren tonight, 5. 40 seconds to go, third period.
And with that 5-point lead, that means they've outscored the Dogs by 12 here in the third period.
To the hoop.
Broadway for an easy bunny.
But right back comes Warren.
Saffold's on fire. .17 seconds remaining. The Bulldogs looking to get one more good shot off.
He's got 17 points. D-Lap's cut off. Get a back jumper of his own, one-handed. He's got 10.
No signs of cooling off.
He's got 10.
No signs of cooling off in the black and gold.
Kinley down by 3.
Will not be a shooting foul. That'll be on number 34, Mallory.
He's got 3. Gotten Warren's leading ball player out, but a defensive lapse, but a great recovery by Jackson. Terry Jackson blocks the shot. Now he's coming down on the break. He'll take it all the way, and a rejection for Warren by Birch.
And Terry Jackson goes over and gives Birch a nice 5 because that was a good block.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That ended up
a shot away here.
They're trying to figure out who can take it with Saffron out.
Mallory says, I'll take it. He's got 19. Saffold had 19 before fouling out. 2-point game, 2 minutes to go. Kinley with the lead in the basketball. Still in the ball game, 30 seconds, down by 4. This is Alfie Birch. 2-point lead, and Warren wants a timeout. 22 seconds to go. McKinley has the lead by 2. Trouble. 3 out of their 5 people out there each have 4 fouls, so 1 more and they're gone.
1-1 though. See,
that'll be it for Ford. The 64 post-game activities begin right after these words of interest.
5:42, third period.
Jermaine gets the foul and the shot as we go.
This game is intense.
Winters looks for a man. Sees Richardson, gives a power off to Dorsey. Dorsey up. And Dorsey gets the bucket for two. The Raiders take a 5-point margin with 2:30 left in the final period of this very intense. He misses it. And Winters with the rebound. He pitches it up to Dorsey. And Burtz gets the basket. And oh my God. Winters gets the rebound. Pitches it off to Jermaine. And he gets two. Two for the Raiders with 47 seconds left in play. Pitches it off to the...
convincingly at times. Tonight, different story. Warren Western Reserve in the third quarter went on a 12-0 run here as Alfie Birch hits 2 of his 13 of the night. Birch comes back with a baseline jumper here, and Warren Western Reserve led Harding by 12. After 3 periods of play, they led it by 16 points, but Harding storms back in the fourth quarter. Ian Fulmer, 24 points in the night. Down in the last 4 minutes, Harding cut that 16-point lead of reserves down to just 4 points, but the run wouldn't last. Add a couple of 3-pointers by Eric Winters, who hit for 30 points for the Raiders tonight. They hit key foul shots and won it over the Harding Panthers. Bob LaRicca
Our
counts.
kids did a great job to the game plan. We mixed defenses up. We're basically a man-to-man team, and we mixed our Ds up a lot tonight, more than I think ever since I've coached the game of basketball. We mixed D, man to zone, zone to man. Sometime it was both. I don't know. Kids are funny. I love them.
Streak against Harding coming to an end. They led by 7 at the half, but then the big man, Ian Fulmer, went to work on the inside, pulled the Panthers within 36-34. But Alfie Birch, who didn't play well this season against Harding, did tonight. He pumped in 17, 2 of them right there, was back to a 9-point lead for the Raiders. Then Richardson will muscle one up on the inside. After 3, Warren Reserve led 52-36. But they couldn't deliver the knockout punch because back come the Panthers. They'll get back. Eric Winters was the story tonight. Hits the trifecta from 3 right there. That made it a 6-point lead. Next possession, he'll do it one more time. Opened up the lead to 9. He had 30 points, 12 in the fourth quarter. And it was Reserve going on to get the victory 73-67. They will play the winner of Stowe and Kent Roosevelt. After the game, we talked to an emotionally drained Bob LaRicca.
Bobby, some people perceive this game as David against Goliath and Ian Fulmer being Goliath. You slewed Goliath tonight.
I didn't do a thing. Our kids, we mixed some defenses up. Took good shots.
I have a question. Is this your biggest win?
It's one of the biggest, I'll tell you that. I'll smile on that one.
Only a state championship may be a bigger victory for the Reserve Raiders, 73-67. Division II.
Ohio High School Athletic Association basketball tournament. Tonight, a boys Division I Canton Regional semifinal, the Toledo-Whitmer Panthers meeting the Warren Western Reserve Raiders. And this TV 67 special sports presentation is being brought to you.
And Greg McMichaels, who's at 6'6", and when I watched him warm up, he was putting in 3-pointers rather effortlessly. For Warren, who they call themselves Warren Life in the Fast Lane Raiders, they've gone over the 100-point mark twice this year. They average 80 points a game. They like to run the ball, and they don't like to get in a half-court game. For them, they're not real tall. Alfie Birch, their leading rebounder and second leading scorer, is only 6'2". Jermaine Richardson is 6'3". They do pull down some boards, though, and they like to get going on the break. I look for a pretty high-scoring game tonight.
And Delaney Jones. At forward, number 22, 6 foot, and a senior, Alfie Birch, a 3-year starter for Warren. Number 20.
Michaels couldn't get it to go. Jones with it, head of the pack. Winters off the glass.
Didn't waste any time getting that ball down the floor. 2-2.
McMichaels, he's the star of this Toledo team. Can't get that one to go. He's 0 for 2 early. Alfie Birch ahead of the pack.
And a jammer. That time he beat McMichaels back after the missed jumper. And all of a sudden the full court pressure comes. Throw the ball around the zone. Looking for a chink. There it is, baseline.
Richardson inside, off the glass.
8-4. Tried to go back door that time with a lob. Intercepted. And here comes Warren.
Putz hits it.
And Western Reserve runs out 10-4.
Those supporters all the way. Good defense by the Raiders.
Here comes the speed. Good pass.
Winners.
And an easy deuce. And here comes the timeout. Timeout by Rick Kapus.
3:03 to go. 12-4 the score. Eric Winters with it.
Toledo staying in that zone. There's a three.
Ford.
Ring it up.
Tyrone Ford has 5 points off the bench. He was the starter throughout the regular season. Coach LaRicca deciding to make him the main man off the bench in the tournament. So far, so good for Western Reserve.
Michaels has yet to really find his good shooting touch.
He has struggled here so far. He does have 4, but he's average.
That's a sticky zone. On Winters. Winters decides to take it to the hole, and he puts it through. 12-point advantage. There's Murphy. And would you believe it? The number 1 seeded team from Toledo come in, and this has been the graveyard of the seeded teams.
I'll tell you, in this tournament, it's been 1 that's been the unlucky number, not 13. Murphy 4 out of 5 from the line tonight. He is 3 out of 4 tonight.
And he hits.
Incidentally, he'll be attending the University of Michigan on a football scholarship.
Interesting tidbit. Why don't you tell the fans how the Toledo team comes K.C. Carlson, and he's going to come in and replace Eric Winters, an all-around floor game tonight by Winters, which was just outstanding.
20 points for Eric Winters tonight. Alfie Birch sits down. He had a fine game with 15.
At the line, Delaney Jones will shoot.
A couple of three-pointers, and he was really the outside threat for Warren.
In for Toledo, Leroy Smith right after this timeout.
Appreciate
it. Picked Warren. Tom's like 0 for 3. But anyway, talk about 0 for. You came into this game, Bob LaRicca told me you were 0 for 4. You finally got one at the Civic Center.
0 for 3. Don't make it any worse than it
sorry.
was, okay? Yeah, I'm just really glad to win one here, and I think our fate is in our own hands.
You know, you come into the finals, but looking back on this game here, it's a different ball club you've got when people like Richardson get in foul trouble and you kind of mix the careful blend you've got there.
Well, I thought we had a good blend tonight. I thought we were our own worst enemy for a while. Alfie Birch did a whale of a job tonight. I mean, he guarded a kid who was 6 inches bigger than him and held him to 8 points under his average, and I think that was the key to the game.
Winters, of course, helped you out on the outside in the second period when things got a little tense there as they climbed back. And did you really think that they could press you?
It's like a pair of 22s are going to jump. Brian Lane and Alfie Birch. Tip controlled by Warren and Delaney Jones. Jones against Brian Lane. Swing it down here to Winters. Far side to Butts. Foul line, Alfie Birch. And we got a foul. They're going to call a foul on Johnson. No bucket. Chance to talk about the officials, Tom.
And Dan Ross from Pickering
with 20 points now. Inside, though, Birch right back. You can't relax against Warren Western Reserve.
Split the zone with a bounce pass and got a layup.
Got Shively to check in for the Polar Bears at the next break in play. Button puts it up. Can't get that one to go. Rebound by Butts. Butts kicks it out to Richardson. Richardson off the glass. Good.
Richardson over Johnson.
Comes away with it. Back to Eric Winters. Outside. Ford hesitated and then buries the three.
Everybody wanted to walk.
That's his third three-pointer of the game. He has 17 points off the bench.
And what really made that bucket possible were the 2 offensive rebounds.
And the ball thrown away. Warren ahead of the pack. Ford puts it in. Larry Taylor wants a timeout. 4 minutes to go here in the third period. And suddenly it's a 6-point Warren lead. And there's Bob LaRicca. He was upset about something, but the thing he should be glad about is he leads it by 6 on the scoreboard.
And just as quickly as you can possibly imagine, a 6-point lead.
Attendance tonight, 4,400. But right back is Eric Winters. Can't get it to fall. Offensive rebound. Westbrook put it in.
Jackson continues to climb the mountain. They fall back and they come back even.
To go third period. This is Ford. He has been too much. 21 points off the bench.
A non-starter.
He had 7 against Toledo. He was a starter throughout the regular season, but for the tournament, Bob LaRicca and his staff thought he'd be more potent off the bench. And tonight it's paying dividends big time. Nice passing inside. Sullivan drew the foul. It's against Birch. He's out of here. We'll wait and see.
I believe it is. That's all there is tonight, Alfie.
Yep, and he's out of here.
Outstanding young basketball player, though, for the Warren Western. Not the last to go as Bob LaRicca wants a time.
3:37 left in this one. Warren 56, Jackson 49. And pops. Can't get it to go. Battle underneath the boards. Willie Butts comes away with it. A key bucket. Butts with 6.
The offensive board, where they've done some damage all night long.
8-1-0-3. Mike Sullivan and Brian Lane of Jackson will participate in that. Jeff Wong, rather, number 30. This one, 67-52. Graham stops. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that'll do it. The final score, Warren Western Reserve 67 and Jackson 52. Back with post-game activities right after this. All right, we'll come back. Hold on just a minute, Lee. 25 out of 15 out of 37. 40.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, we're going to...
Mr. John Dickerson, principal of Columbia High School and the vice president of the Northeast District Board of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, Mr. Dickerson.
Thank you. I'd first of all like to thank the people here at the Kansas Civic Center and also Joseph Vision for this fine tournament they run. As a representative of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, as a member of the Northeast District Board.
Celebrating by Warren right now, they're presenting the Canton Regional Runner-Up Award to the Jackson Polar Bears. Warren Western Reserve will meet Cleveland St. Joseph in a state semifinal this Thursday night at 5:30 down at St. John's Arena in Columbus. The presentation of the trophy, head coach Bob LaRicca, Tyrone Ford, Alfie Birch, and Willie Butts are out there. There you see them there. And then while we're waiting, let's go through the individual scoring. Tyrone Ford, the young man in the center of that picture, he came off the bench tonight to score a game-high 29 points, including 3 three-pointers and a perfect 8 out of 8 from the
floor. We just didn't quit. Ty Ford, it was his night. He carried us tonight. And in the thing we put out, we don't have one key player. I just want to thank, we won this for all the kids who've been in the program before.
We talked up in the booth that the other night it was Richardson's night. Tonight it was Ford's night. Good teams have players that come up on different nights.
It's exactly what's happened to us all year long. I mean, we played with 4 fouls the whole night.
You seem to be able to run out 5, 6, 7-point spurts.
Jackson semifinals. Brian Lane with 8, Aaron Marshall with 4, Steve Johnson, Scott Shively, Bob. The Raiders all the best of luck as they travel on to Columbus and try to capture the state title. Well, as things worked out, this will be our final game of the season. To the best of our unbeaten teams, number 4 Orville and number 5 Bay Village, to win the Division II Canton Regional. They'll play the state's number 1 team, West Geauga, with a record of 24.
The question of what kind of a night they had. Bob says tonight his team was his own worst enemy. In a lot of ways he was right, but they never were headed. They were never behind more than 2 points in the ball game. They led it all at the end of all 4 stops. And when you've got size...
Let me mention very quickly that on April 15th out at Perry High School, still another benefit basketball tournament between the State Highway Patrol and the Cleveland Browns. April 15th is the day Perry High School, the place. The charity will be Akron Children's Hospital. For more information, call the Maslin 6752. This TV 67 special sports presentation has been brought to you in part.
Nick gonna stop beating them apples since again.
Or nervous, despite the fact this was their first state tournament appearance. They started strongly, led by Eric Winters. He scored 10 points in the opening period. The Raiders also played well defensively, causing 7 turnovers. This one led to a Delaney Jones fast break, finds Eric Winters to his left, and after 1 quarter of play, reserve led 16-14. Strong play on the offensive glass to open the second period by Alfie Birch. This bucket made it 22-14, the Raiders' biggest lead of the first half. Then the Vikings battled back. Tony Redding hits the turnaround jumper, and it was 22-20. But the momentum was in favor of the Raiders as they went to the locker room. Jermaine Richardson just before halftime, the slam jam right hand with authority. The Raiders walked off the court leading 26-20. But Big Mo switched in a hurry in 59-56 with only 1 minute to go in the game, the closest the Raiders were in the fourth quarter. Then with 3 seconds to play, down 61-58, Eric Winters was fouled. He hit the first free throw and intentionally had to miss the second. That he did, and the Raiders got the rebound and missed 3 opportunities, Birch once and Westbrook twice, as they couldn't get a clean shot at the bucket. Cleveland St. Joe prevails 61-59. On the long ride home to Warren tonight, the Raiders will think about what could have.
If you had seen us play all year long, not many people tried to give us any kind of pressure because we usually found the gaps in it. They're big kids who are good athletes, caused us some problems with it. I basically think that was the difference in the game.
The Vikings defense on Eric Winters' turn.
This day, guys, it's the last time to torture Mr. Church.
My hair straight? Yeah, your hair is straight. It's okay, you can't smile with them things on.
Like a lizard.
Paul Ham Trina.
Poke that chest
I got both ways.
Hey, stick. She had a board.
Maine.
All right, Maine. Maine. Take a couple. That's like 6.
Half dozen. Are you ready, Maine?
Smile.
Hey, man, you know we're taking a half dozen. Over again. That one.
Just think about them 52 sausages you put on today.
You got it. Hey, man. Hey, how you feel about this trip to Columbus? Fine.
All right, coaching staff.
Oh, check out this convert.
Eric, look.
He's on. Yeah.
Make it casual. Make it casual. Make it casual. That's okay.
Are you ready now, sir?
Take my hands off my pocket. Wait.
All right, one more time for Dylan. One more time. That's all. No more.
Gee. All right, now before we leave, is there anybody who wants a picture or anything else for their own or something we should take? Picture on Jimmy Schultz. Come on, man, step my shoes, man.
Give us our trespasses. Please forgive us our trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thy kingdom, power, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thy kingdom, power, and glory forever. Amen.
Let's mean this, baby. 1, 2, 3.
wanted to hear. Beginning, I don't know what you want to talk about. We've got some good topics tonight. But the first topic is our sectional brackets that I have in front of you. And let me explain how that went to you so that you get the it's all about. So Kent Roosevelt got the number 1 seed, no question. Number 2 seed got the number 1 seed, no question. Number 2 seed was going to be interesting because you got 4 people from one area and 2 from another. And to be very truthful with you, I was surprised that that it ended in a tie, if you didn't know this. Hudson, Stowe, and Kent voted for Stowe. And you know, that surprised me to a degree. I had this feeling that maybe Kent Roosevelt... That's Bill, and I'm not real bright, but there's only one space to go. Typical of my humor, the coach from Walsh is sitting, oh, like so, with his back to me, like where Vlad's at, with his back. So as I'm watching a JV team here, that the Harding JV team should not even be in the game. That's the same way the varsity game should go. They should not be in the game. But this is not a game, if you read the paper at all, this is not a game for Coach Booba. This is not a game for Coach LaRicca or for Delaney Jones or for Jim Ware or for any one of you singly. This is not a game for you. They're not playing this game for you. They're playing this game for the team and for Western Reserve High School. And that's the way we have to approach it. I want the ball passed to open people. I want our emotions clean. Nothing silly. No fighting, no arguments. They're going to try to get some of us in trouble. They have no other choice. They're very bare down there. Basketball-wise, we went through a whole game plan. You know what we want to run. Make sure we run it. I've got everything sitting here in front of me if we need some calls. We don't need a lot of calls, just ball movement.
Let's
go, baby. 1, 2, 3, ready, defense.
No, my horse.